Reviews no one asked for. Hey, how's it going? We're back. It's been a while. We've been on a brief hiatus. Sam and I, we had a lot of ideas we were playing with, and now we're here with something entirely different.
A lot of stuff being left on the cutting room floor.
Yeah.
Metaphorically speaking.
And literally, there's just a lot of tape, a lot of loose tape floating around.
Yeah.
A lot of cassettes, a lot of CDRs.
Stuff that you'll never get your hands on.
No,
probably.
No. Not unless you pay for the Blu-ray.
Oh, yeah, someday. Someday it'll be a pay-per-view experience.
Oh, man. Pay-per-view?
Yeah.
You think so?
Someday, right?
Yeah.
Not today.
No, not today,
right.
folks at home. Today, this is all free. This is all for you.
And I think you're going to have an opinion about it.
I hope so, because who doesn't have an opinion about Fred Willard?
Which is what we're talking about today.
That's what we're talking about today, folks at home. Fred Willard, comedic legend, TV personality, movie personality, well known for the Christopher Guest movies. Fred Willard. But his career wasn't always so lustrous. Actually, it's got a rather disturbing black spot.
Yeah, and that's pretty recent, too.
Right.
More than almost anything else he's done, frankly.
Yeah, it's... it definitely eclipses his acting prowess, let's just say. He wasn't acting in this particular stain of his career.
If you don't know who Fred Willard is, Ian kind of just described him.
Right.
Character actor, comedic actor, again, most
voice
known
actor
for the Christopher Guest roles. Now I'm going to stall for time a little bit while we just go ahead and pull up his IMDb.
Yeah, I'll stretch. He's a voice in a lot of animated shows.
King of the Hill is the one that I'm most into.
Right. He's got a very recognizable voice. My personal favorite role of Fred Willard is the What Happened guy in A Mighty Wind.
Yes.
You know, what happened?
That's a bit of a hot take because most people would say that it's the color, or not the color commentary, like the host of the dog show.
Oh, right, Investing Show.
That guy. Yeah.
So, you know, folks at home, if you haven't caught on to who Fred Willard is by now, you're probably in the wrong show. We can direct you to some other great shows, but this is the Fred Willard show.
So, he has appeared, according to IMDb, as an actor in 298 different things.
Good God.
And, Modern Family, he's like a recurring guest role. Let's not even get into that.
Yeah, that's okay.
But like, I did not know that. He's in an episode of New Girl this year.
Wow. He's looking horrible now. I can't have gone well.
Some children's series, The Odd Couple, the television show with Matthew Perry and some other guy.
Oh,
2 episodes, again, like not a recurring character. Did you see that Netflix movie Mascots?
No, I never saw it.
It's
That's
all right.
Christopher Guest,
yeah.
though.
Is it? I think it is. And it's pretty funny, too. A bunch of stuff I'm not going to mention, but like you get the idea.
Yeah, I get it. Well, so we're reviewing this storied career, mostly because I saw the Mark Maron episode of WTF with him on it. And I thought it was interesting. I texted Sam like, dude, Fred Willard, interesting guy. And Sam quickly responded with the hairy
with the
story
thing
of his
we'll
career.
go ahead and talk about right now.
You know what it kind of reminds me of?
What's that?
That episode of The Simpsons with Troy McClure in season 7, where they're constantly hinting about him having an affair.
It's a lot like that, having a fish sexual fetish, but they never say it.
They never say
make
what
it
it
so
was.
clear that's what it is, though.
Yeah, right.
And he wants to talk about it at one point in the episod.
A secret so daring, so disturbing
that it must be kept from the public at all costs.
You see,
and then they interrupt him.
Yeah.
hilarious. Like,
Great stuff,
untouchable.
folks at home.
Yeah.
That's what this podcast is about. We mostly just
Referencing stuff we
go
like.
over Simpsons quotes.
Go ahead and go watch that one if you haven't in a while.
Pause the episode. Go watch that. Come back. You'll get more where we're at.
I don't remember the title, but it's the one where Selma marries Troy McClure. Season 7. I gave you the season.
Thank you.
You can find it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm going to thank you for the folks at home.
Sure. Yeah. Someone's thankful.
Right.
And it's not just you.
You're welcome.
But yeah, so the real life equivalent to that is Fred Willard in like 2012, right?
Yeah, it was fairly recent. It's
Again,
kind
we
of
could look it up
astonishing.
the way we looked up his IMDb.
We could.
Not
gonna do it.
It's around that time.
Right. Oh, that touched my face. We're sorry, folks at home. We're still learning how to do this.
Right. We're getting better.
Sure.
Anyway, bad break right there. Not a tangent.
Not ideal. Right, no.
Anyway, his equivalent to that, which again is very recent, we're not going to look up the date. You can. He was caught pulling a Pee Wee Herman.
Yeah.
And
it's
if
a
you
thing.
don't know what I mean, it's he was caught masturbating.
Masturbating in a movie theater, folks at home. Well,
It was an adult theater.
It was an adult theater.
Absolutely matters to me.
It does. That's the thing. It's an adult theater. I was under the impression that's what people did there.
I don't think you're supposed
Fuck
to do
me.
that. But
I've never been.
We are going to tangent real quick into talking about adult theaters.
Okay.
And why does someone like him go?
Because
it's only a certain type of dude that goes. And I'm going to tell a quick story, which includes a friend of the podcast, someone that's been on it once, Alberto Ramirez, is a great friend of ours.
Do you got to name names? You shouldn't do that.
Bad. Well, you can fix this in post.
Yeah, I'll bleep that for sure.
A great friend of ours who's been on it, who shall go unnamed,
yes.
I suppose. We went out to eat some food once at a restaurant that is, I wouldn't call it upscale, but it's a good restaurant. And the front windows are a view of an adult theater.
Right.
And when you sit at those windows, you get to watch people enter and leave that. And one evening we went and had some food there and watched hundreds of people come and go,
too many.
probably quite literally, to that movie theater for a showing. And no one seemed to stay very long, but it was a constant stream of people entering this theater.
They would just come in, see the money shot, and leave.
Right. We go to Portland comedy shows, way more attendees. Maybe not at one time, but a lot of people were there.
So there are more people there at this random adult theater,
right,
than an open mic?
Yes.
Wow.
Absolutely. Oh, yeah.
Was this a weekend or a weekday? I got to know.
I'm pretty sure it was a weekend, which almost makes it worse, right? Because it was a destination thing for a lot of people on their night off.
It'd make more sense to me if you were stopping on the way, by on the way home, to go facilitate whatever you do in your loveless marriage.
Sure. And then, you go ahead and get out with your friends, heavy air quotes, right? With your friends to go to that, because you're by yourself when you're doing that shit.
Did anyone go in with a friend or
nope,
was it a couple?
Didn't see any buddies
people,
checking out a Vin Diesel flick together, Did not see any of that. It was all people rolling solo.
Mm.
And as best as we can tell, right, there's something they enjoy about, it's a communal thing or something. I don't know.
In this day and age, it's got to be more about the communal thing, because you
there's
can just watch
like
porn on your fucking phone.
And everyone knows how to do that.
Back in the day, it was hey, maybe I don't want to have porn around. Maybe I don't want my kids to stumble into my porn stash. Right, you've got to have evidence. But now, the only upside is, the big screen. Maybe you're into that,
Yeah, and that might help some people. Who knows how big the screen really is in general at these? It could be a 65-inch, or a 32. This no one can see it, but this is a regular size television we're looking at.
On like a rolling,
Yeah.
you know, like a rolling,
Like
rolling
in
table.
school, yeah. Put it in the center of the auditorium.
For all we know, folks at home, because we are not those kind
Experts.
of depraved individuals, all right? Don't make
Or
don't
issues
get
or
it twisted.
other stuff, you know?
Other much more private, taboo, and upsetting things that we won't cover ever in a podcast.
Right.
But
We
sorry.
talk about all of this.
Right. So it's hard to pin down what is the attraction to a porn theater in 2017.
But there is
other
one.
than the
There
communal
clearly is one.
aspect.
Yeah.
And maybe you like the snacks they sell at the
Yeah, I
concession
guess we get it in a little, the communal thing. Without being into it myself, I guess I have to admit, like, I sort of understand.
I don't. You're gonna have to explain.
at
To me,
least-
that's so weird.
No. Like, it's weird to me, but we both said that. Like,
Right.
we both pose that as our guess for a
Right.
reason,
Uh-huh.
you know?
Yeah.
And that it's probably a little bit true. There's something that those dudes enjoy about another dude being around watching it. And, you
Right.
know, we're all watching it.
We all are in on it. Not close, but together.
Right. Exactly. And you know it, they know it. It's
Right.
something about that.
That's got to be the appeal we suspect.
That is our best guess. And it's worth noting that because we're discussing someone who cannot, in my opinion, be separated from that.
No, that is integral to the discussion here. That to me, I think people tacitly understand that, and that's why he kept getting work after 2012.
Yeah, it really isn't a big fall off at all
No,
from
like,
when
it-
that happened.
It did not harm his career in the least. There was like a week when Fred Willard fans texted each other like, "Did you hear about Fred Willard?"
And it's like, yeah, I did. He tweeted something like very dismissive about it. I remember too.
Really?
He made a joke
What?
about it or something. Like, dude, this is not admirable. You didn't get too shit faced and get in a fight or something.
Yeah, you were jerking it in a public place.
Do it at home. Cannot believe I would
But
have
that's
to
not the
ask
thrill.
you that.
See, I understand
No,
it a
it's
little.
not thrilling at all.
After listening to the WTF episode,
Uh-huh.
I feel like I understand him a little better because
What
he's,
do they talk about it in that?
no, they don't bring, which is crazy. You feel like Mark
yeah.
Maron would be like, "All right, man. So, what was the deal? You know what I'm talking about, man."
And like he would volunteer some fucked up, really embarrassing story about
Right.
himself.
Right.
Like you get what
Kind
he's
of
doing.
lure him into,
yeah.
and just keep needling him until he said it. But no, didn't even bring it up.
Huh.
And
Maybe it's possible it happened before that.
it's possible.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure the interview though was like 2016.
Huh. Well, then it
Maybe not.
totally did.
We don't know,
at that
folks.
point. Yeah, we
Folks
could
at
have.
home, if you have information on this, we would really like
It's
to
called
know.
research.
Right.
Do it yourself.
Right. So I understand a little bit better because after listening to the WTF, he just sounded like a really vanilla dude. Like it
Yeah.
sounds to me, the masturbating in the theater might be the peak for Fred Willard. Like it might be the most thrilling taboo thing he could
Sure.
have done, and that's why he did it. He couldn't get off anymore with just being alone. He had to stop, in between shifts or whatever.
I think I agree
acting
with you,
work.
but we should acknowledge there is 0% chance that was the first time he had done that. There was literally no chance he hadn't done that before,
Hey,
and
I'm
I
not
bet
gonna-
hasn't done it since.
What do you think that takes experience?
I think that it's one of those crimes people get away with most of the time. It's
Hey,
like the
I
same
thought that's
logic,
just what you
like
did there.
a guy who gets busted for an illicit drug probably didn't get it for the first time that night. He probably addicted to that
Right.
drug.
Yeah, I wonder how that went down. Like, did the cops show up? Like,
I think someone has to be the whistleblower
Yeah.
of that situation.
right.
Which I get
Which,
if it's
fuck
not
you.
a porn theater.
I'm kidding.
Tell another story. A friend of ours, fan of the podcast in his youth, worked at a movie theater, witnessed, I don't think he had anything to do with it other than he was working there at the time, a man pleasing himself during the movie My Sister's Keeper, which is about a girl and her sister who has cancer, right?
Oh, man.
Really sad. Really sad stuff. Yeah. Just an awful situation. And a woman, rightfully so, is like, I'm trying to watch this movie. This happened. I get it completely outside a porn theater. If you're in a porn theater just like loading up the bank for later in that evening and you're behaving yourself, but someone else isn't, who are you complaining to?
Yeah, like that's what's so kind of mystifying about it is like, listen, man, that's not this kind of place.
Right. It seems like it.
Yeah.
It smells like it. Whatever the case may be.
Contrary to literally everything you're witnessing right now, this is not that kind of place.
Man. Yeah. It's like New York and in certain areas in the 70s, like prostitution's illegal, but I wouldn't know it to look at this.
Yeah.
You know?
Right. So
we keep coming back to it. But I think it's fair. I don't feel that bad about it.
No, justice was served. He did his time. He paid his fine. You just think it would have hurt him more like it did our boy Pee-wee. But I guess Pee-wee still does movies now.
Yeah. Did it really hurt him that bad?
I think it did when it happened. And I think it was just at a movie theater. I don't think it was a porn theater, was it?
That's like a huge difference. As we were talking about a second ago. That is a very fundamental line in the sand.
Absolutely. Like, My Sister's Keeper, that's really fucked up and worrisome.
Do you remember the scene, and now we're just kind of talking about this for a second, but the scene in The Departed where Matt Damon's got to go meet Jack Nicholson in private because him and Leo were both moles on the opposite side, you know?
Right.
And they go in the adult theater and just to fuck with him, he's in like a trench coat.
Yeah, and he's pretending to masturbate.
And he talks about it. He's like, maybe it's that I can get, he doesn't say sexual intercourse. He uses a much more crude word than that whenever I want, but I don't get the idea of doing this in a movie theater. Like, what's the thrill of it?
I don't see. That's what I'm saying is you've got to be like, you know, just has got a low bar,
right?
Yeah, and that just gets you going.
And
that's
Frank
the only way I can
Departed,
explain it.
Not a vanilla dude.
No, that's why he thought it was so funny.
Right,
he was so down to just joke.
Yeah,
about
and he
it.
was joking about it and freaking his buddy out, or not his buddy, I guess, but.
I don't know.
Fred Willard, not in The Departed, would have been fun if he was, though.
He would have made it work. Like, he would have been a good pick.
He could have been a bit part in that movie for sure.
Totally. I totally see
And
it.
that's why, like, overall, what we're trying to do is rate him, which is a difficult thing to do, right?
Are we? Oh, shit. We haven't even covered the good things that he's done.
Well, because there's stuff to talk about,
right.
You know?
Right.
The bad kind of maybe does outweigh it in this case.
Right. I think so.
But we have, I mean, like, we're fans of those Christopher Guest movies.
What happened, folks at home?
Right. I mean, you named your favorite thing, and but everyone knows the What Hoppin' guy and also the Best in Show character. Everyone knows those. Have you seen Waiting for Guffman recently?
Not recently. Like, not since I was in.
He's like a more rounded character in that one. Like, it's completely comedic or whatever, but he plays more of a central role in the movie.
Oh man, that makes me want to see it.
And then I'm trying to think. Oh, he's in Spinal Tap.
Of course.
Remember they go towards the end. It's not in there at the airport or whatever, and that's like in McMinnville, Oregon, or something like that.
Pretty cool.
Damn. So what else though? Like,
Life in a podcast.
Are you super into? I'm trying to think of
Fred
one
Willard?
thing to pull out.
No, I feel like he's a voice actor in something.
King of the Hill.
Who's he in
the
King of the Hill?
He's always the police officer.
And it could be that, but I don't feel like it is. I think I'm gonna look it up, man.
Let's both look it up and just take a little break.
Well, then who's gonna stretch?
No, I know. I'm stretching.
That's just the cardinal rule of fucking.
A shitload of guest starring appearances have kind of.
He doesn't star in much. He's just Fred Willard. And he's old now. What is he? Oh, Cody, our friend wanted us to bring up Wall-E.
Yeah.
He's the live action part in Wall-E.
Worth mentioning for sure. You and I don't think have much of an opinion on that, though.
Not really. Yeah, I wasn't that moved. He's the same guy in everything, which is fine. I don't hold it against him.
He's
I like
in an episode of
like
Castle.
Nice. I love Castle. Who's he in Anchorman?
He's the station manager. He's like Ron's boss, kind of. He's great.
Yeah.
He's really funny in that movie.
Yeah, no, he's really good. Well, I think I'm going to stick to A Mighty Wind because I'm not seeing anything here that's really jumping at me. So, he's in Boondocks.
He's in an episode of the Boondocks as the teacher that says the N-word, which was a real thing that happened.
Oh, man.
That's a really funny episode, too.
I mean, most of them are.
Like, the Boondocks' first 3 seasons are or the first 2 and the third is good, too. And then the 4th one isn't as good. But the Boondocks is untouchable, though.
It is. It's so good. It's amazing. Well, all right. So, I mean, do we want to rate Fred Willard, or do we want to get into the nitty gritty of Fred Willard? Why is Fred Willard
There's not
funny?
a whole lot of contention between us, and it's mostly that we're on the same page. I think about him jerking it in a movie theater.
Yeah. Well, yes, but he's a funny guy.
He is funny.
I think, there's something unique about him in that he's like this wholesome character who has like a funny side because he's not self-aware. And that's kind of what he does in everything, right?
Yeah.
He's got a good voice.
Still, yeah, he does a lot of voice acting, too. He's in some Mad TV episodes.
Oh, my God. That guy's been around.
Everybody Loves Raymond. Oh, yeah.
Who's he in Everyone Loves Raymond?
He is not Raymond's in-laws, but his brothers. And they're like super Christian and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
That's kind of funny.
That is pretty good. He plays those characters really well.
And again, not a show like we have as much to say about, but I like it. I kind of like it.
You like Everyone Loves Raymond?
It's gone now.
There's not much to say about it. It's so whatever.
Maybe
it's the most whatever.
I think Ray Romano's kind of funny. Yeah, it is a pretty whatever sitcom.
I love him in oh God, how am I forgetting?
Oh, the episode of Marin where he's like,
Marin.
No, stay,
yes,
stay and watch. What are you gonna miss the game? You got your jersey
best
on.
In Marin.
Yeah,
it's so brilliant what they do with him. He's like this big shot, kind of a bully.
Right, yeah, but for some reason, Mark can't help but
want to
be his friend. He gets the jersey. Yeah, that's funny stuff.
Yeah, it's good.
Ray Romano. Probably cooler to hang out with than Fred Willard.
You think so? I'd rather hang out with Fred Willard, even if he did masturbate in a movie theater.
No, dude. And he's almost 80. He's probably going to say something off color. And you know that about him. Like, he's not the only guy, but I know it about you.
Right.
I could get through a conversation with a lot of old white dudes and not know that about them.
I would definitely have more fun with Ray. I would ask him more relevant shit.
He seems like a cool dude. Maybe not. Maybe he's a really bad guy.
Dude, what's the deal with Welcome to Mooseport? You know what I mean? That's what I
there is a movie we should podcast.
Absolutely.
You got Hackman, you got Romano, some other people that are fairly recognizable. He's loosely based off Bill Clinton, but not enough to really generate any conversation
or controversy or interest.
It's not a political movie, but it is about politics. Is my memory of it. Oh man, bad premise for a movie. Like how much would you roast your friend if he voted for his buddy instead of the former president to be the town's mayor?
Right.
Like, are you fucking serious, man? I don't care if you went to high school.
I feel like that's something we would do, unfortunately.
I'd vote for you over Bill Clinton.
Same, man. Hey.
Or Obama. But he'd win in a landslide. In that movie, he wins, right?
I don't know.
Do you want me to tell you how it ends?
Yeah, go for it.
They do it, right?
Spoilers, folks at home.
Right. It's go ahead and spoilers, and then we'll give you a cue when the spoiler's over.
Right.
So the end of Welcome to Mooseport, he runs for mayor. Gene Hackman, the former president, loosely based off Bill Clinton situation.
Right.
And obviously he's going to win because logic.
Right.
But Ray Romano's your everyday kind of classic hero archetype, like
Yeah.
bumbling fool, but you root for him.
Right.
He decides to do it,
Uh-huh.
instead of just playing golf all the time and being a bad boyfriend who was on again, off again girl situation.
Right.
And without much explanation, everyone just starts voting for him. Like they split the town. And so literally at one point, like they come to an understanding and they're like, I'm going to vote for you and you're going to vote for me to show like the town's in good hands type deal.
Bipartisanship.
But well, hold on. So what they do then is that they go into the booth and Hackman, to nobody, he's alone, but he's doing it because it's a movie, saying out loud like, a politician's a politician, and he votes for himself.
Oh man.
Thinking it doesn't really matter. It's not going to come down to that.
Right.
End of the movie, he finds out he won by one single vote.
Oh man.
And he goes to tell him like, hey, so we didn't actually vote for me. And Ray Romano, he's not a politician, you see.
Right.
He's not from that world. He's an honest fella. He's like, I did vote for you. I said I would, right? Like,
man.
And Gene Hackman doesn't, like, he's all touched, but he's like, but it's politics, it's what you do. And so I think he just gets to be mayor because Gene Hackman's all touched and like, now he should do it, even though I'm president and probably be really good at being mayor of this
he resigns.
town.
Yeah.
I'd be angry. Like, we should have let the president do it. He would have fixed our potholes.
He's a president.
And, like, gotten our schools on track and all that stuff. It's just a little town called Mooseport, which is probably not real. But
And this has nothing to do with Fred Willard.
but crazy ending of the movie, though, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And spoilers.
Fred Willard should have been in that movie too.
Sure. He should be in most
He would have
movies.
fit in perfectly as.
There's
town
always a
person.
place for Fred Willard. He's the
Yeah.
perfect comedic actor who masturbates in movie theaters.
He does fit in any comedy.
Yeah.
Especially
Totally. You could put him in non-comedies too. Not in like There Will Be Blood.
Oh, that would be hilarious.
Fred Willard.
Sheriff, I just saw him the other way. God. And then they
Him and
drive
Daniel
off like,
Day-Lewis.
all right, thank you.
Oh God, that'd be too good. But I think that's it for us folks at home. Do we need to rate?
Yeah, I want you to go first, and I'm gonna go.
Okay. I give Fred Willard 3 boxes of popcorn covered in some secret sauce out of 4.
Okay, so I give him 3.5 heated up milk duds with the butter on top. Because
Nice.
you got a buddy that works at the theater or something. Out of 7.
No, out of 7. Well, okay, I disagree,
This
but
was fun.
Yeah, this was good. I had a good time. We got to talk about porn theaters at length. See, Portland folks at home, we got a lot of those.
We really didn't get into that, to Fred Willard rather, that much. But you guys get it.
Yeah, you
right?
get it. You can follow along. You're smart. Part of what I like about our show is we give our audience a lot of credit.
Even
We're
if
not
you don't
like
deserve
most
it,
shows.
We'll
Yeah.
give it to you. You
Right.
got it.
You got it. You guys are,
Yeah. So what do you think of Fred Willard, though, folks at home?
show us in the comments. Like, comment, and subscribe.
I don't think we have a comment section.
We
on
don't.
anything we do.
No, not yet. We're working on that,
And
folks at
fuck
home.
off.
We've heard you.
You
You
know?
want it. And fuck off.
We'll
Yeah.
get one.
Thanks for listening. I hope you hated it.
Keep it to yourself, right? Because
Right.
we don't have a comment.
Yeah, you
section.
got nowhere to fucking dump your vitriol. You fucking troll. Anyway, stay tuned. We got more
We
reviews
got stuff
coming your way.
We do. We really, really do this time.